January the 30th, 2018. Guys, last night on our Blog Talk radio show, Red Pill Radio Live, I was asked a question about this rare super blue moon eclipse that's coming up. And it's coming up tonight. Basically, a lot of us are going to have a very good view of it, but it's going to be after midnight coming into the pre-dawn hours. Now, unlike a solar eclipse, and I'll read this article, it's going to last for a long time as far as the effects of it, the orange coloration and the darkening. But this is one of the better explanations, just to keep it real simple. But this is by Christina Podanoski from AccuWeather. She's a senior meteorologist there. And I will link to this, and you can come and watch her video. I just want to read some of the information, guys. But again, go there. And it's AccuWeather.com, and it's right at the top, but I'll put the link in. It says the weather should not interfere with sky grazers across the eastern and south central U.S. hoping to view the celestial event that has not happened in more than 150 years. North America will be treated to a blue moon, a supermoon, and a lunar eclipse all at once during the early morning hours of Wednesday. Now, if you look at the calendar, it says the 31st, but guys, it's tonight after midnight and going up until dawn. But these three lunar events separately are not uncommon, but it is rare for all three to occur at the same time. And it says, this is also coming from AccuWeather meteorologist and astronomy blogger Brian Latta. Said, Latta stated the last time all three events lined up for North America was on March 31st, 1866. Been a while. But here's a map, guys. This is the U.S. The green, you're going to have a total eclipse. I'm going to show you another map from AccuWeather that's going to throw some weather in there. And it's a pretty good map. But you're going to have a total eclipse in the green areas. You can see up to Canada. And then and all the way down into Mexico, a partial eclipse through the south and northeast down into Panama, and then none in the red areas, and that goes to the southern tips of Cuba, out of Guantanamo Bay, and areas again of the northeast. But the map's pretty clear. Now, when they throw this in here with the weather, guys, you can see that it changes somewhat. But notice northwestern Mississippi up in the delta there, you guys are going to be in this total eclipse up through Tennessee. Pretty good line there. You can tell where it's at. It goes on to say people all across North America will be able to see the moon light up the night sky as long as clouds do not interfere. And you guys, you noticed how bright the moon has been. But only those in the central and western parts of the continent will be able to see a total lunar eclipse. The eclipse will enter its total phase after the moon has set along the east coast of the U.S. It says, despite only being treated to a partial lunar eclipse, and you saw that line up through Mississippi and Tennessee there, guys, it says most of the eastern U.S. will not have to worry about the clouds blocking the show. This is just around dawn. But it says this includes in the major cities of New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Raleigh, North Carolina, and Atlanta. Sky gazers will definitely want to bundle up when going outdoors to view the eclipse along with heading to work or school. Temperatures early Wednesday morning will range from the single digits Fahrenheit in northern New England to the teens and 20s in the Atlantic to the upper 20s and 30s across most of Georgia and Alabama. The low tonight here is about 29, guys. I think 27 wind chill factor. We're still in winter. But the sun's out. That's a good thing. It's trying to warm up some, but that's going to allow us clear skies to view this thing tonight. Now, this is a separate map, but it's giving kind of a different picture. And what it is you throw in the weather. And so the green is the area from Texas, Oklahoma, through Louisiana, all the way up the East Coast, is going to have good visibility as far as the weather. Then you've got a little different scenario set up with the gold or the yellow there. It's fair, red is poor because of weather. So you got to kind of figure that line out. You've got your total eclipse will be up through the central U.S. visibility will be best if you look at it, guys, in total eclipse would be Arkansas, Oklahoma, parts of Texas, parts of Missouri, tip of Illinois, but right up that line that kind of goes with the Mississippi River. So anything to the left of that that's in the green, that's going to be your best shot. But let's look at the timing. And guys, if you want, you can stop the video and write this down or whatever, but if you're going to watch this, write these times down. Again, this is saying January the 31st, because after midnight it will be. Now look at the timing. Again, 31st, 6:48 a.m. on the East Coast, 3:48 a.m. on the West Coast, Pacific Standard Time. So that's 5:48 Central, guys. You can do the numbers from there. And one of the reasons that we're getting the partial eclipse, again, east of the Mississippi, is because right at the time of the total eclipse, the moon is already going to be setting at that time, guys, in our area. So we're going to get to see possibly an hour of the effects leading up to that, again, depending on the weather, but it looks clear here in the southeast. So I'm trying to picture it in my mind because it's, again, been over 150 years. No one in our generation has ever seen it. But you're saying 6:52 a.m. Central Time. Okay, so that's basically, it's starting to get pretty bright in the morning at that time. You could have a setting full moon starting to discolor as the sun's coming up on the other side. So it could be quite spectacular even at that. Think about that. 4:52, the partial eclipse starts, guys, out there. Pacific Standard Time, that's going to put you, what is that, around 5:52 Mountain. So you're going to have a little better view if you're in clear weather, as far as it'll be darker longer when the event is getting started. Then you go to the total eclipse ends at 8:08 a.m. Central Standard Time. But at that time, notice what it's saying here, and that most of the central U.S. will not be able to see that point of the total eclipse because the moon will be setting. But again, 8:08 a.m. Central Standard Time is when it will end, 6:08 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then that would be 7:08 on Mountain Time, guys. So think about your timing, think about your weather, but you could get some spectacular images if this thing works out, kind of as I have it pictured. But I'd love to see the pictures you get on a video tomorrow, something like that. Put them up on your Facebook or put them on your YouTube channel. Let us know about it so we can check them out. But again, it's an update on this thing, so you can go back and look at these maps. See, again, if you need to, just back the video up and pause it. But again, this seems to be kind of the clearest way to present it. I couldn't dig into my research any better than they did here. But guys, enjoy it. And what we're going to have is our radio show tonight at 6 p.m. Central. Now, the last hour of the show, which will be 8 to 9, it's a 3-hour show, will be during the State of the Union address, about a 1-hour show. So we're going to be covering that, broadcasting part of it, micing it in, and talking about it, seeing what's happening. Now, Kellyanne Conway was on Fox News earlier and saying that the White House has the memos. Remember, the president has up to 5 days, but they're looking at them, she said. They're going over them now. I think he already knew them. It's just standard procedure to make sure that it's all legal and done so the Democrats can't cry any worse than they already are. Now, let me finish this information here again. 7:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the partial eclipse will end. It says there may be a pocket of clear conditions that unfolds around the Dakotas. Guys out there, remember that. While a thick blanket of clouds totally ruining the show is not expected, there may be enough clouds to prevent those in the southwest from having a clear view of the entire eclipse. The deserts, including Phoenix, may be lucky and enjoy a clearer sky than the rest of the southwest. Those in Alaska and Hawaii will also be able to view the entire eclipse depending on the weather. Conditions will be better to view the eclipse in Hilo than in Honolulu, as clouds and showers will dominate the western Hawaiian Islands. Most of Alaska, including Anchorage, will be clear during the eclipse, but enduring very cold air, guys. So if you're going to watch it, make sure you bundle up. Now, it says while the moon will appear its normal color through most of the night. They're stating that it will turn a rusty orange or red color during the pre-dawn hours of January 31st as it passes into the Earth's shadow. Unlike a total solar eclipse, which lasts only minutes, this will last for several hours. For those who miss out on this eclipse or cannot wait for another, the next total eclipse viewable across the U.S. and North America will occur on the night of January the 20th next year, 2019, just a year away. This lunar eclipse will also occur during a full supermoon, making the blood moon appear larger than the average lunar eclipse. But again, guys, in just about 5 hours, we'll be going live on our redpillradioliveshow.com. I will put a link to it below. We encourage callers to call in, and we welcome all our guests. So be there. It's a heads